Hello, my name is Antonio Sabatini, and with me today is my identical twin cousin, Eric. One time, Eric and I were at Grandmama's. We were sitting at her kitchen table. We were noshing on some cannolis, and then Eric asked, Grandmama, since you were from the planet Napoli, why did you come to Earth in the first place? And she said, for the shopping! The shopping! The best shopping in the universe. And then I asked, but Grandmama, weren't you afraid you'd get caught? Weren't you worried you wouldn't fit in? Weren't you afraid and worried? And then she went, shh, 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 shh. Oh, bellissimo bambino. That is the easiest trick of all. All you have to do is pretend. You pretend long enough and hard enough, and pretty soon you become what you are pretending to be. Then she sat down with us and told us a story. It's called The Peasant Astrologer. Now, once there was a king who lost a precious ring. He had looked all over for it, but it still could not be found. And then he issued a proclamation. He said, stating that the astrologer that could help him find his ring would be rich for the rest of his life. Now there was a peasant named Gambara. He was penniless and could neither read nor write. Would it be so hard to play the astrologer, he thought? I think I'll try. And so he went to the king. Now the king took him at his word and shut him up in a room to study. There was nothing in the room but a bed and a table. And on the table was a large astrologer book. And there was some ink and a pen and some paper. And so he went to work. He started leafing through this big book, not understanding a word of it. And every now and then he would take up his pen and ink and make marks on the paper. And not knowing how to write, he made some very interesting marks indeed. And the servants, bringing him his lunch and dinner, got the idea that he was an extremely wise astrologer. Now those servants had been the ones who stole the ring. With their guilty conscience, they imagined from the knowing looks of Gambara gave them whenever they went in that he knew, that he understood, that the astrologer was trying to catch them. Fearful of being found out, they couldn't bow or scrape enough. Yes, honorable astrologer. Oh, your least wish is our command, astrologer. Honorable astrologer. And so on and so on. Gambara, who was no astrologer, but a peasant, and therefore cunning, suspected right away that the servants knew something about the ring. So he set a trap for them. One day, at the hour they brought his lunch, he hid under his bed. And when the first servant came in, Gambara said in a loud voice, "That's one of them!" The servant put the dish down and ran away in fright. The second servant came in and heard a voice that sounded like it was coming from underground. "That's two of them!" He too ran off. And the third servant came in. "That's three of them!" The servants talked things over. "We have been found out. If the astrologer accuses us to the king, we are done for." So they decided to go to the astrologer and confess their theft. "We are poor men," they began. "If you tell the king that what we have done, we are lost, please take this purse of gold coins and don't betray us." Well, Gambara took the purse and replied, "I won't betray you if you do as I say. Take the ring and make that turkey out in the farmyard swallow it. Then leave the rest to me." The next day, Gambara went to the king and said that he thought he knew where the ring was. "Where is it?" "In a turkey." "That one," as he pointed to it. They cut that turkey open and discovered the ring. The king heaped riches on the astrologer and honored him with a banquet attended by all the counts, the marquises, the barons, and the grandees of the kingdom. Among the many dishes served was a platter of gambari, which is crayfish. which were unknown in that country. Those served at the banquet were a present from another king from a neighboring country. It was the first time people here had seen them. "Since you are so wise," said the king to the peasant, "you must know what is on the platter under the lid." The poor soul shook his head and went, "Oh, Gambara, Gambara, you are done for at last." "Bravo!" said the king, who didn't know the peasant's real name. "You guessed it. Its name is Gambari. You're the greatest astrologer in the world." And the astrologer was. Thank you, God bless you, and good night.